Eight Limbs Us is sponsored by Muay Nation and Onyx MMA in Singapore. And this was a fight against Rungnapa Muangpet, who I think this is about my fourth fight with her. And it was a big fight in Bangkok on the first day of Songkran, which is the Thai New Year. So it's a huge water fight everywhere, and I don't like it. But this was a park in Bangkok that was actually really nice, but unfortunately they wouldn't let us bring Jaidi in. So he had to wait in the car while Kevin was here.
Sylvie, Petchrungruang, 32 years of age, 100.
This lady announcing me had come up to me before the fight and asked me my name and how many fights I had and stuff, and I was just like rattling it off to her, so they didn't have that information prior to the fight, or I guess only just prior to the fight. And then they handed the microphone to Rungnapa's trainer. So he's not the actual normal announcer, but they gave him the microphone to announce our fight because he actually knows both of us pretty well. I fought his girls a bunch of times. So he's talking about me. And he's basically saying that I lost to Loma, who is a #1 fighter in Thailand, but also fights for his gym sometimes. And then he was saying that Rungnapa pretty much has only ever lost to Petchrungruang, which I don't know that that's, well, it's not true because she's lost to me, but he was pretty much giving her a very unblemished record. But she's a good fighter, so I'm sure she's had a very successful record. This fight was not on TV, but the fights later on in the night were, so that's why there's this huge LCD screen behind and all the lights and stuff. It was a pretty big production. And it was an all-female card, which was pretty cool. So only women fighting, and all the referees were women. And they gave us these uniforms, so everyone wore the same sponsored fight clothes. And I'm not a fan of those half shirts, but I think I noticed it less in this fight than I have at other times. My corner was from AKA Thailand, which is down in Phuket, and Teresa Wintermere, who's a Swedish fighter who's been in Thailand for like 10 years fighting. She was on this card, and she came up with her trainer, and I came without a corner, so she let me borrow her trainer to work in my corner, which was really nice. His name is Daw, and he was a very good corner. He definitely has like a very calm, cool energy that was really nice to have in the corner. So the last time Rungnapa and I fought, she won, actually, so I was very, I wouldn't say eager, but I was damn sure I was going to win this fight against her. And as we're first starting out, we actually both started out with the same tactic, bouncing that front foot and trying to teep each other. She's longer than I am. She's got this really quick, long knee that she doesn't use that often, but I had some trouble with it in our first fight. I think here she's trying to correct a lot of the patterns of our previous fights, and I'm trying to continue on the things that have worked for me in all of my fights, which is just trying to stay close. Here I low clinch her a little bit, but continue to score, so the ref lets it go until we stop there. So now they've given the microphone to the real announcer, because Krulek from Muangpet is in Rungnapa's corner. So she's using her length actually really well in this fight, trying to keep me at that distance, and I'm actually staying there, which is not wise for me, but when I close it in, I'm doing well. Definitely scoring in the clinch more than she is. That hop is working. She definitely knows I do that. I think I started doing the hop right around when I started fighting her. She bounces that front foot a lot, but she doesn't actually teep with it as much. And and she doesn't keep the legs, which I've started to do recently. I have a better lock, which is why I'm able to turn her and score more in the clinch. If you don't lock, you're less confident to throw the knees, and I think because she doesn't lock, she doesn't score as much. Good long teeth. That's the end of round 1. So I had nailed her leg pretty good on some low kicks, and I think I was thinking about trying to do that more, but I keep backing up. It's a good score there. See, she just doesn't lock. Her hands are just too far away from each other. She can't really get a good grip. But her gym, Muangpet, is good at kind of like stagnating the clinch by putting one foot up or one leg up to kind of block. She hasn't quite gotten that technique yet, but her teammates do it really, really well. But here she was doing really well this whole fight. She's putting her forearm in my face and like pushing me off. And I'm strong enough that I can kind of keep pushing on her and working my way back to a squared off position, which is how I'm able to turn her and score there. But it was a good position. It made me look far less dominant in the things that we were doing. She's got a good long kick. There's that long knee that she kind of didn't throw her body into. So the poor Muangpet girls like to fight on the rope, but Rungnapa is a little bit different from the other two. She's not as comfortable over there. She doesn't stagnate as well. Namtan, poor Muangpet, is probably one of the top 5 most famous female fighters in Thailand. She does it really well, and then Gao Da, who I've fought from that gym as well, does it incredibly well. I call it brat Muay Thai. It drives me crazy. And there, I'm kind of doing it, but not well. So there's definitely an attitude to being able to do that move where you're stagnating someone. You have to make it look like I've stalemated you rather than just kind of putting yourself in a position where you're not moving. There, backing up is not good for me. So she came harder in this round. This is round 3, so it's one of the scoring rounds. She's trying to get her long knee in there, but that doesn't actually score what she just did. And she's trying to get her teeth going again. I need to be moving forward, and I'm moving back a lot, so I'm actually not doing myself favors. But here, now that I have her in the ropes, all of that is scoring, and pretty much none of what she's doing is scoring. The ref is pushing on me. That was good running in. You can see this guy in the white shirt down in her corner. That's Krulek. That's their trainer. He likes me a lot. So here is one of the scoring rounds, and because I'm not bouncing and I'm not coming in, I seem to have lost energy. I just scored well there because of the turn and the knee. But I actually need to be on like an incline. Like every round needs to be an amplification off of the last one. So here I should be jerking on her, pulling her. See, she's starting to kind of stagnate me in the way I've been talking about. But I'm still moving, so the ref's not breaking it, still scoring. And then she breaks it apart because we're not moving. But here, so I'm trying to move her along the rope a little bit. We're in the corner. So I push her and then score there. That's pretty big, moving her all the way across the ropes and then kicking her. A pretty good hook. Ended that round. So because I ended a little bit stronger on that round, this round I should come on even stronger than that in order to tell the story that I'm trying to tell. I'm moving forward better than I did in the last fight, or in the last round. Kind of turning myself sideways a little bit though. So they're pushing past her wall of China. That's good. It takes away the story of she's trying to tell by putting that wall up. It's the like you can't come in, but then you come in. So they're not actual points, but they're like credit points. So here, crashing in. See, there's that forearm again on my face. She did really well with that. But because she's not strong enough, I was still able to turn and score and then get myself squared up. She grabs the ropes a little bit. If you put your elbow over like that, if you're on the side where a judge can see you, you can get kind of docked for that. It is not allowed. Ref telling us to fight.
Go, Sylvie, go, go. Go, Sylvie, go.
So that's Kevin yelling at me because I need to be doing this amplification. I need to be getting stronger as the round goes. And I'm kind of waiting on the porch a little bit. A fight can slip away from you, even if you're ahead, if you kind of get stuck with those credits rather than points.
Turn, turn.
So here I need to square up again.
Turn. Turn.
There. A little bit. I've got a better lock on her, so I'm able to kind of score heavier shots. And she's not really kneeing. She's trying to keep me off of her, but she's not scoring. And then we both put our arms up. We're both like, that round was mine. So, last round. So she actually scores quite a bit in this round with these long kicks and kind of little... I mean, those are big points, but she also scores little points. But it's... Here, I put her down, which in the 5th round is a big deal. Their water bucket went like flying off the side of the ring. Putting someone down in the 5th round is pretty good for telling your story. And here I'm teeping her off. Here she lands all these little points. That's good. She's trying to steal the fight right there. And if I stay away from her, she totally could. So the announcer is talking about how close the fight is right now. So here, those turns and that knee is good. She's just kind of wrapping around me a little bit, which doesn't look great. So I've got to keep going. She kicks me off, that's good. Kicks me there, but she backs up on that punch, so she was more affected than her kick was to me. That's good. So she's trying to get these like styling points when she's staying away from me doing her little dance. But it's not enough of a reversal from how the fight's been going so far. So now you hear Kevin screaming at me to dance off the round. She's trying to dance off the round at the same time. So basically, if we're both laying our cards out, saying, I think I've won this fight, it's all in the performance of the rest of the fight and how this translates to how the rest of that went. So here she decides to chase me a little bit more, and I block her. So my lead is emphasized because she decided to come forward. Here, blocking that as well. I should be staying away from her more. I've been saying that in every single fight. So that's that. There's Krulek on the corner. Referee going around taking the scores. And the referee actually has to like really look at the scores for a while, so I think it was a pretty close fight. So I'm announced the winner. I was very happy about that. And they put my picture back up, spelled my name right, makes me happy. And then this venue was cool. We were right on the water. So you would see on the left these like booze boats going by, and then that's a bridge you can see on the left there. These flower shirts are what everyone wears for Songkran.
For 48 kilogram division is Sylvie
Yay.
from the United States of America.
Trying to squeeze through people. And then I was going back to this tent area where everyone warms up. And this girl in the red, this is Duuglas-Ittu. She's a very tough, little bit scary fighter. She gave me a little tap on the gloves. She's acknowledged me twice before that. But I fought her girlfriend, or ex-girlfriend, I guess. And that's 2 saying he lost his voice. That's Emma's boyfriend. It's pretty cool.